tar spot was first identified in 2015 in Illinois and Indiana. It's really a new disease that we're learning a lot about. What we do know is that it creates black, tar-like lesions on the corn leaf. They impact the photosynthesis of a corn leaf and impacts the corn's ability to take in sunlight. And that really ultimately impacts the corn's ability to feed the ear and make grain.
This is a year where we've seen a lot more infection and a much wider spread. And I would say that this year I'm seeing far more tar spot in areas much further south than where I originally saw them.
So in 2021, we had a lot of ideal growing conditions for that particular disease of tar spot, and it's really expanded its footprint. I think the biggest issue is the amount of water that we have. Tar spot really likes that type of environment. It wants 7 hours of wetness on a corn leaf for proper infection. Farmers really need to just be doing an assessment of their corn leaves right now. Look at the corn leaves, look for those raised bumps.
It's one of the more easily identifiable diseases because of the black stromata, the elevated fungal body on the plant, on the leaves. And when you rub it, it doesn't come off like it would for a disease like southern rust or common rust. And then there's some farmers that are really starting to think about the future. How do I control tar spot? Because they're anticipating that this will be another trait that they're going to have to deal with effectively. There's 3 areas that you can look at in order to manage tar spot effectively on your farm.
Minimize their risk by selecting corn hybrids that have better tolerance or resistance to tar spot. So identify that resistance hybrid, get it on your more risk-prone acres.
The other issue then becomes, how do I manage corn residues? Do I try and minimize the amount of inoculum in my field? That becomes inoculum next year. If you're doing corn on corn, that becomes inoculum and fodder for the next generation of tar spot.
Apply some management programs like multiple fungicide applications that contain multiple modes of actions throughout the growing season.
You're going to have to anticipate that need early on in the season by looking at how the growing season is progressing.
And we're going to have to ultimately make sure we have a timely harvest to capture that yield. I think a farmer would make a wise decision planting Syngenta hybrid in 2022.
We can provide something to the farmer right now that has the disease package, the agronomic package, the yield package, and the trait package that they need to be profitable.
We have a distinct advantage right now to have resistance to tar spots. We have a multitude of hybrids that have resistance.
I'm really excited to be part of a team that is really dedicated to making sure that we don't allow tar spot to really reduce the farmers' potential to produce high yields on their farms. There's a lot to learn, but Syngenta has a team in place of pathologists, breeders, our product placement scientists working together to make sure that we get the right products identified and get them on the right acres.